Mariana, welcome to the Empowered Parent Podcast. I'm so excited to have you here today because we're talking about something every parent wants for their child, helping them discover that reading can actually be fun. As parents of children with dyslexia and other learning challenges, we know reading often becomes a source of contention and frustration instead of enjoyment. You've created something completely different with the Mapmakers Society, and I can't wait for you to share more about it with me and our listeners.
Oh, hi, Jess. Thank you so much for having me here. So that's exactly what it is. I have two girls, both of them. One is ADD, the other one ADHD severely, and my oldest one is also dyslexic. And I have been struggling to help them have that interest for reading. And the little one loves reading, but she denies it because she kind of like sees the oldest
Oh,
not interested. So she wants to follow, the pattern and be like the oldest sister. And so that thing about that she used to have about reading it started disappearing. And no, I can't let this happen. I love reading. And it was always something. I've tried everything. So we do a lot of traveling. My sister lives about an hour and a half from me. And I'm always trying to put Audible books in the car so we can all listen to it and comment. And that works most of the time. But now with the screens, getting them to pay attention to what I'm doing, to what I'm listening, it's really difficult. And I've noticed that it's because it's not interesting for them. There's no touching, no imaging, so just they have all these distractions around them in the car, the iPads. And so have them stop what they're doing, give it a chance to listen to a story. When they do, they love it. The last one we listened to was The Secret Garden. And I didn't even mention, I was listening, and all of a sudden I looked to back, and both of them are listening to the story. No screens. And I'm like, this is what we need. We need something magical, different, that sparks their interest. And it's for the format of it is easy for them to access.
So, what exactly is the Mapmaker Society?
So for me to talk about the Mapmakers Society, it all started with me being very interested in snail mail. So for some reason, Instagram and Facebook know I like that. And so I keep seeing all these different mail clubs. And I started looking to see if there's anything for dyslexia, for dyslexic kids that my daughter would be interested in. And nope, there were not. There isn't snail clubs for everything, every single show on TV, every country, or history, physics, math. There's for everything, but there is nothing for dyslexic kids. So that's where the idea came about. What if I did something like a mail club every month that the kids would look forward to getting in their mail? So that's how the idea started. So the Mapmaker Society is basically a monthly subscription that gets to people's house with a story that has 12 chapters. I don't like to call them chapters. I call them adventures. So 12 different adventures that are all correlated. And every single month, there's a mystery that they need to figure out. Because when they figure out that mystery, they get the door open to the next adventure. And by the time they get to the end of the year, to the 12th adventure, they have completed a map that leads them to the final answer to the main mystery. So that's how it works. But every month they get all kinds of keepsakes, little treasures, exclusive things that I'm trying to come up with all these fun things. My daughter is upset because I bother her every 5 minutes to say, would you like this? Would you like this? Can you read this? Is this easy to read? I need their input on everything. And so I think that's what's special about it. I'm not doing this based on what I think it's going to be interesting, but what kids are interested. I made all my nephews and nieces read the stories. They're super excited. They say, you're going to be an author. Well, we're maybe. So every month they get a box with a letter from one of the characters, a piece of the map. I have the map here. So basically this is the map. And each piece of this map is going to go with one box. At the end, they will find the final answer to the mystery. But I thought it was so exciting. I found this and I was able to get this done. So this is a real compass.
Oh.
That everyone gets in their first box,
Oh.
the founding members. So I got these. They can have a real compass. The whole book is about, directions. Where am I going? What's the next step? What's the clue to get to there? And so I designed different things. And I'm trying to do everything well done. They get magnets, stickers, transfers, if they want to use on a shirt or something. And of course, the story. So every month goes with one adventure. And there is an activities sheet that is related to the mystery. So it's not like that massive write, learn that kids are used to when they're reading books at school, for example. There's always this, complete this activity related to the book, interpret what's being said. It's all about the mystery. So it's finding the next clue to the next box.
What age is this best for?
So initially I wanted to do something from 7 to 14. That's how old my daughter is. But it was really difficult to get a story and activities that would be interested for middle school kids. So the idea is elementary school. So, 7 to 12, because I think the story itself is probably interesting for any age, adults included. But the activities, the way, I don't want to have the clues too easy for them to decode, but I don't want them to be too hard. That, would be ideal for older kids. So right now, 7 to 12.
Yeah, when you said 7 to 14, I'm like, that's a huge age range.
Yeah, that was the idea in the beginning.
Well, you might just have to have a second kit if older students are interested.
That is a possibility. Who knows? Yeah, if this works, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be an awesome opportunity for kids to start being interested in reading.
So, is it something, since it's called a society, can the society people interact with each other in any way?
One thing that I came up with based on my kids' input was a collectible card that goes in with the box every month. And they're different. So some months are going to get character cards talking about that character. Some months it's going to be an artifact, something that got lost. And they are all ranked. So at the end of 12 months, it's a game that you can play. There's several ways of playing, and that will go with the box as well. How to play, what can you do with those cards, or you can simply collect. But I found that would be a good way for them to interact with a friend that has it, or even with their parents playing a game. And right now, that was what I came up with as far as having them connecting with others.
And so how can people order the box from you?
All right. So and that's the hardest part, is marketing.
Well, yes.
Because,
that's the hardest part of any business.
Yes. As you know, so it all started with the idea. And then the first thing I did was go on to the dyslexia Facebook groups that I was a part of and ask what people would think before I started working hard on it.
Which is how we met.
Exactly.
I saw your post there.
Exactly. So that was my first, and the response was overwhelming, like amazing. And there was like hundreds of people saying that is great, and all the ideas they gave me, and I'm like, okay, I can make this work. I can make this happen. Excuse me. So when I started, I thought, okay, this is the group that I'm going to focus on, the people on Facebook. This is not going to be too hard, but then you can't advertise yourself in those groups. So that's my main problem, because all the 300, 400, 500 people in certain groups that were interested and wanted me to follow up with them, I don't have a way unless it's through that group. And you cannot advertise in those groups. So I'm still trying to see how to reach those people. What I did was I went back to all my messages and try to answer one by one with the link. So what I did was I created a website. So it's www.themapmakerssociety.com. And they have a link to the shop where you can purchase the subscription.
Has the first subscription dropped yet?
Today.
Oh,
Today's
wow.
launch day. Yes, today is the day. I just got most of what is going in the box. I still have the bookmarkers missing. They're not here yet. They should be here tomorrow. So I still have those missing, but everything is ready to go. Today was the day that I set for the launch, and that's the idea. Every 15th is when the next adventure is going to come out.
So if I understand correctly, they get one chapter each month?
Yes. Yes.
And what kind of font are you using?
So we are using different fonts. I did some research to see what was good. The main one that I'm using is the Open Dyslexic, based on a couple of kids that I talked to and showed some proofs to see which one would work best. That one was the one that they thought it was the best one.
Well, great.
And it comes with an audio book as well. So the chapter, you have the option to have it, to read it, but there is a QR code for an audio version. And it's not just narrated, it's there's a narrator, but there's also the characters talking to each other. It turned out really cool, actually.
It sounds like the Mapmakers Society is workable for non-dyslexic people as well as dyslexic, yes?
Yes. So the Mapmakers Society is actually genuinely fun for any kid who loves a good mystery. All right. So it is focused on kids with reluctant readers.
Okay, that's good
what
too.
I found. So, ADHD, dyslexia, but everybody that my nephews and nieces, they have no dyslexia and they really enjoyed it. So I really think that anyone, including parents, sit down and, read the stories and try to find the clues. That's how I'm building it. I want it to be interesting for anyone.
That's great. And so can siblings share the kit, or do they need to get separate kits, or will you have like a sibling supplemental kit? How does that work?
I got that question quite a bit. They can. There's no problem. They will get one box with, one of everything. And what I heard was, that's fine, but I want my own card. I want my own journal. I want my own, member card. So I thought about creating a siblings box. The problem is some families, especially nowadays, have 3, 4 kids. And then so, what I thought about doing is maybe create something that goes with 2 kits in one for siblings. But that's not out there yet. That's not out there, but they can definitely subscribe to and have one subscription, and both of them can enjoy the activities and everything.
So what would you say to parents whose child has completely given up on reading? How can they encourage their child to give this subscription box a shot?
I think our kids are forced to read what they're not interested in. And it's the way they have that going at school is, okay, you got to read and you got to interpret and you got to answer these questions. And that's simply, nobody likes doing that, whether they're dyslexic or not. They like reading books because they are enjoyable. And so I think if you give them, and this is based on my daily life here. My daughter loves stars and planets and universe. And every time I get her a book that, is about that, at least she starts reading it. She might not finish it, but you give her an anime book, one that you read from behind, which I found very interesting. She reads those anime books that you read from right to left. And they're this big, and she reads it every time. So give them something they would be interested in, they would be a part of, and they will spark that interest. That's what I have been looking and studying. And I think that's how it works.
We'd like to take a moment to thank our amazing sponsors who make this podcast possible. First up, we have 3D learning experts. If you or someone you love struggles with dyslexia, dyscalculia, or similar learning differences, 3D Learning Experts is here to help. They specialize in virtual tutoring for students of all ages, from first grade to adulthood. Their expert tutors use the proven Orton-Gillingham method for language arts, structured and sequential program for writing success, and a multisensory approach to math. This ensures students enhance their reading, writing, spelling, and math skills in a way that suits their needs. Empowering students with confidence and success. That's what 3D Learning Experts is all about. To learn more, visit 3dlearningexperts.com. And when it's time to unwind, why not escape to fabulous Las Vegas with Casa Arce Vacations? Whether you're planning a quick getaway or a family reunion, Casa Arce Vacations offers 4 unique stays at one convenient location. Just under 3 miles from the Strip, choose from a cozy tiny house, 2 stylish studios, or a spacious 4-bedroom, 2-bath unit. Each unit has its own private patio. Perfect for any occasion, they've got the ideal spot for your next adventure. Start planning your trip today at facebook.com/Casa RSA Vacations. Thank you to our sponsors for their support and for the incredible services they provide. Now, let's get back to today's episode.
Oh, I have a little fact to share with you. So it's actually more natural to read books from right to left than it is from left to right. So that is probably one of the reasons why dyslexic people prefer the anime books. Another reason too is, if I remember correctly, because my youngest son loved them too, but he's 24 now, is they're comics, right? So there's less writing. It's not a page full of writing, which dyslexic people tend to shy away from.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very important for them to be reading what interests them.
What they want, exactly. And so the stories that I'm writing, they're also, short. You do have writing, but they are not the main part of you have all the drawings, all the illustrations, and then you don't have the writing is big, and you don't have you have a lot more information in the image, which they are motivated as well by the mystery. So they have to pay attention to the pictures to find clues.
Oh, that's fun.
The focus gets out of the reading to, okay, where is it? What am I missing? What did I not see? Let me look it over again. And then they see the image, and then they're like, okay, what is this story about? What is this part of the book about? So that was the idea, not to, the sessions are really short, and there is a lot of information that they will find from the illustrations.
And what do you hope children feel after completing the first adventure?
The first box is to get them dying to get their second box. What's next? Where is my second piece of the map? What is this? What other clues do I have to look for? What other characters are going to show up in this society? They are map makers, so they are part of the society. The main characters are map makers. Every map maker has a special gift, and they need to find what their gift is about. So the whole story, the way this came up about was I work with Alzheimer's patients. So I'm a psychiatrist, and I do clinical research with Alzheimer's patients.
Oh, wow.
And by watching them every day, I see, where does the memory go when you lose your memory? That was the idea for the book. Where does it go? Like, it just disappear? It was in there. Where does it go? So the Mapmakers Society is about memories that have been lost. And this society transforms them into something else. They never get lost. They take a different form. They just become something else. So you have, the River of Lost Songs, the Island of Forgotten Birthdays. And so that's how the idea came about. And I think the kids are going to help find out what's happening to those memories and feelings and whatever was lost.
That's incredible that you're able to use your professional background and your personal experience and put them together to create something that does not already exist.
That was the idea. I thought, I can do this. I can put it together. And I like writing, so that wasn't an issue. I just can't draw.
And I assume AI is helping with that issue.
That's another thing that parents are complaining is the AI illustrations, which is the only thing that I'm using illustrations for. But every single document is created by me. It's just literally the drawing that is AI. So this is a letter, the whole letter, I designed, but then the drawings, maybe in the future I can have a person to help me drawing doing the illustrations. But right now, at the beginning, that was the best solution I found for this.
Well, and honestly, that would make your kit a lot more expensive if you have to pay someone to do all of your illustrations.
And that's exactly, so I'm already facing that issue with the box, because most snail monthly clubs that you see out there, they are $8 a month, $9 a month. And the Mapmakers Society, what I did was everyone that is a founding member has the price locked, and it's a $24.99, because of everything that I'm including in the box is, good paper that the kids are going to feel like, wow, this is official, this is real. They're getting magnets, a real compass. They're getting bookmarks, a map, cards, letters, stickers. So I tried so hard to find a way to get that lower, and it wasn't possible.
Well, and does that include postage too?
No.
Oh.
And then, no, yeah. So $24.99 is US free shipping, yes.
Oh,
so
okay.
that does include postage.
And I mean, postage is so expensive anymore.
Exactly. I had a lot of parents from outside of the US, mostly Canada and the United Kingdom, asking for, are you going to mail them? And that's right now, I can't do this because of the cost. So what I did was I created the Digital Explorer, where they get everything that is in the box except the, compass or any keepsake that comes in the box. They don't get it, but everything that is printable goes in that subscription. So they get all the letters, all the cards, the bookmarks, the story, the audio. The only thing they don't get is, they get the stickers if they want to print. They just don't get anything physical.
So they'll print it all. You'll email it to them?
Yep. So, and that's automatic. If you go to that shop that I created and you choose the Digital Explorer, you will be able to download the material right away.
So there's a more economical option for people in the United States as well.
Yes, that was the idea. Give it, this is what I can do right now for that price.
Well, I think you've thought of everything, and you've spoken to many parents and educators and tutors and kids, and about while you've been creating this, what feedback influenced the project the most?
Kids. I think I love hearing from everyone else. Like I have a lot of teachers, and I have a lot of Ortho Gillingham tutors that answered to, that gave me some feedback on it. But when you hear from the kids that this is really cool, that this is, and the ideas I got from kids were so interesting. So the compass was my nephew. He's like, where's my real compass? Uh-huh. And I'm like, well, then you ask your mom, get her, and then I thought, why not? Let me do some research and see if that's doable. And so I got really good ideas from them. And that's who this is for. Mm-hmm. So, everybody really helped me. I have a lot of friends that are writers, and I heard, I got their feedback from them. But when you hear a kid saying, this is really cool, I really want to keep looking into this. That's where it came, the most motivating feedback.
That's great. Okay, so tell me a little bit about you. What's your favorite children's mystery book?
I love Harry Potter because my little one loved Harry Potter. So it just became something that we can do together. I am so tired of, I've read the books more than once, but I'm so tired of watching movie after movie after movie now, because that's all we see at home is Harry Potter. So that is one of my favorite books. But of course, growing up in Brazil, books are different. We have some real good Brazilian writers for kids. I think one of the biggest one was Monteiro Lobato, which is my favorite by far, and really good books, some of them very good mysteries. But I'm sure if I mentioned some of my books, you guys probably would never have heard of it.
Okay. And if you could go anywhere in the fictional world, where would that be?
In my fictional world, the
Where,
Mapmaker Society,
no, I don't know, anywhere. Like, or
that's a tough one. I have to say the Heart Atlas, which is the main. So the whole story happens in the Lost Lands, and the Heart Atlas is the main province. It's in the middle of everything. And I got so involved with the story that I really wish those were my real friends,
aw,
that I could really interact with them and see what they think and see if that's what they would do actually. But, not mentioning my world, I would go with Hogwarts.
back to Harry Potter.
Back to Harry Potter.
Okay, finish this sentence. Reading should feel.
Magical.
Ooh. So I always end my interviews with one piece of advice you have for parents, something you want them to remember from your interview.
Do not give up on your kids. Do not give up on letting them fly away from reading, because there's nothing out there that compares to reading. There's no movie, no screen game that compares to what you can get from a book. And I've seen that firsthand. My kids love watching movies, but every time we listen to a book together, it is magical. The excitement, what's going to happen. Don't turn off. Well, we got here, we got to go. We got to get inside the house. And they go, no, just keep playing. That is the magic I'm talking about. I think don't give up.
Awesome. Mariana, thank you so much for sharing your heart and your vision with us today. I absolutely love that you created something that encourages children to experience reading through curiosity, adventure, and discovery, where parents can learn about Mapmakers Society. Follow your journey and sign up for the launch. And tell everyone again, you said that you had a special discount that for our listeners. So let us know that and tell them where they can register for.
All right. So the founding map maker is a special first kit for whoever is signing up in the beginning. And they get special keepsakes that other subscribers are not going to get. And they get a locked price at $24.99 for all 12 adventures. For everyone, what I would like to offer today is a free box, a free founding member box. So the first month, completely free for one of your listeners. I'd be happy to send them all included in their founding kit. And that would be my pleasure to send it to them.
Well, thank you for your time, and I appreciate all that you are doing for our community.
Thank you so much for the space, for inviting me over. I really appreciate that. I had a great time. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you.